Hello everyone, welcome back to Tadowski Shelter. Today we are going to be discussing the red skill tree, what a lot of it entails, how it can be utilized in various aspects. Remember, like the video if you liked the video, subscribe for more content, and if you want to know something, go ahead, leave a comment and we'll get to it. Let's talk about the red specialty skill tree. The red skill tree here is honestly something that doesn't generally get looked at because of the low level throughout the season. Since we're referring this to mostly season 1 and season 2, the chances of you hitting the red skill tree is probably very minimal. However, if you are max level, it may be beneficial to start exploring this red skill tree so that you can be a little bit tougher during your battles and in general. The red specialty skill tree is going to refer mostly to battles, sieges, just anything that you're going to wind up trying to take over or destroy. Let's open up the skill tree so we can take a look at what it looks like. So once you open up the red skill tree, you're going to notice right away that this skill tree is not like the others. This skill tree is going to look very large and very intimidating, but it's really not that complex. The reason the red skill tree is going to be so big and intimidating is that you have 3 different types of troops, and the red skill tree is going to utilize terms that probably haven't been talked about and are a little bit confusing. You will be hearing terms like sieges, battles, conquests. All these things are going to have different applications, and it's important that you know what they refer to. I think the biggest thing here is going to be the definitions of what things mean. It's important to know the difference between conquest and sieges. A siege is going to refer to any time you attack another player's base. Siege is solely going to refer to base action. Conquests are going to refer to battles, taking tiles, anything like when you declare a war on someone and you're going to attack an honor structure or going to take a tile from an enemy. That is what conquest is going to refer to in this skill tree. So let's look at this. If you take a look at your first options, your first paths that you could take up to 9 different paths. If you start clicking on them, you're going to notice a trend. The up aspect are all going to relate to conquest and what troop type: vehicle, fighters, and shooters. The left path is going to do the same thing. You're going to have vehicles, shooters, and fighters, but this is going to refer to sieges. The right path, on the other hand, is all going to again refer to sieges. The red skill tree here, you basically only have 3 paths. It just depends on whether or not you're going to focus on a specific troop or a specific action. Basically, this skill tree can be broken into up, left, and right. The difference is, like I said, is going to be your troop type and what you're trying to do. Whether you need defender strength, you need attacker strength, or you need conquest battle strength in relation to the season. Most people will more than likely go up because we're in Doomsday. So if you go to the left, you're going to be talking about defender stuff, because it's going to swap back and forth between defender might and defender resistance. Let's define this. So if you go to the left, you have vehicle, you have shooter, and you have fighter. Siege defender, which means you are going to be defending against someone inside your base, and resistance is going to be basically your defense, how strong you can be against the damage that you can take, and might is going to be the strength that you can give to the opponent. That will continue. You go resistance, might, and then you are going to get to the first skill. The first main one is going to be total defense, and basically this is going to be the damage taken in a battle is going to be reduced. The damage that your troops are going to take is going to be reduced by 1 to 5%. That is going to be your first major skill on the red left path. If you continue on this path until the next skill, and the next skill is going to be Imperial Fists. And this is going to increase the damage dealt during a siege defense. So anytime someone attacks your base and you're defending against them, your damage to the enemy is going to be increased. That is what that means. We continue on. You got siege, defender, resistance, and might. All these 3 diamonds do not change. And then you get to the last 3 skills here. The last 3 skills are generally the toughest ones. First one on the top is going to be fight to the death. It says when defending troop count is 1, siege defense troop might is +2, and that goes all the way up to 10. So basically what this is saying is if you're down to the wire and you got like nothing left, your troops might is going to be increased. The next one is going to be switch a Rooney. Basically, this is where things will start getting a little weird. When city wall durability is lower than 80%, you have a 30% chance to trigger random teleport and escape. And your max level is lower than 80%, you have a 60% chance to trigger a random teleport. Now that could be actually beneficial to most people. If you are in your state, you're chilling out, maybe you forgot to put a shield up for KE. But if you basically take 1 hit from anybody and you weren't prepared for it, you will automatically teleport. That's actually kind of good, and especially for people who might have forgotten to shield or you're just not expecting it. You get me once and then I'm out. There is a 2-hour cooldown after you teleport. So once you teleport, after 2 hours, it will automatically apply again. This is actually a pretty useful skill that you could utilize for yourself. The third one, unbreachable. Basically what it's saying to you is when your city's durability is above 90%, you are going to get an extra boost to your troop resistance. So these last 3 are basically going to refer to your defense. So this will help defend your base a little bit extra. How you utilize that is going to be up to you if you decide you want to go this path. Talking about the right paths on the skill tree. This skill tree is going to have the same kind of diamond pattern formation where we talk about resistance and might. The difference here is going to be that this is referring to attackers. So that means you are going to be attacking the other base. This is only going to apply if you attack another base. Getting to the first conversion point here, the siege expertise. This is going to do almost the same thing as the other one. It's going to reduce the damage you take during a siege only though. This one said taken in battle. That means tiles and honor structures. This is going to be during sieges, which means attacking other bases. Remember, those definitions are very important. To understand the differences is going to be crucial. Make sure you understand the differences between sieges, battles, might, resistance, but these paths will continue. We're still talking about attacker resistance and attacker might for the different troop types, and then we get to the next skill here, and this is going to be Iron Warriors, and this is going to give you extra damage dealt during siege. So you are going to be stronger. We're going to continue on, and then we're going to get to the same thing, the last 3 skills. The first one on the top is going to be Taunt. Taunt is a max of 5 levels. It will change as it progresses, but basically what Taunt says is you will turn off your P shield and taunt. It lasts 30 minutes, and during those 30 minutes, your siege attacker might is increased by 10% with a max of 30% boost. That is actually significant in a boost. Granted, like I said, you have to be attacking another base. It's not just in general, but increasing it by 10% is not bad, especially if you plan on attacking someone anyways. The next skill here is going to be Precision Guidance. It says when firing a missile strike, you get a 10% chance for a direct hit. The last one is going to be Invisibility. And this skill is kind of dangerous for your enemies. Basically, it's an activated skill, and it says you become invisible. The enemies cannot see your marching line nor get your info from battle reports for 20 minutes. You are completely off their radar. You can increase this to a max level of 1 hour. Moving to the 3 up paths. This is going to be a very popularized path for the skill tree because of these last 3 skills, and we will talk about why. However, the up path is going to refer to conquests, and that is going to be anytime you attack a building or attack a tile, and primarily during battles. So this is going to continue these diamond formations with resistance and might. It's still going to be referred to the same thing. However, when it is applied is going to be different than the other paths. This is not in relation to attacking another base. This is going to be in relation to attacking tiles and honor structures primarily. The first skill tree that you're going to get to, or the first main skill point you're going to get to, is Conquest Expertise. Basically, during Doomsday Conquest, you are going to reduce the damage you take by up to 10%. So you're going to reduce the damage that you can take. So the first main ones that you're going to come across are always going to reduce the damage that you take. The trends also continue based on troop type. It's going to be resistance and might. That continues in these little diamonds here in between the skill breaks. The next skill is going to refer to the damage given during these actions, which is also similar to the left path and the right path. The second skill is all going to relate to the damage dealt. You're going to come to the last 3 skills, which are probably the most talked about skills that you'll come across, but the first one is going to be called a Raider Flag and a Pioneer Flag. Those are your first 2 that you're going to come across. You can pick one or the other. However, these flags is generally what people talk about when they try to do things like honor farming, which I will define after we talk about what these flags are, and then we'll talk about the last skill. So the first one is Raider Flag. We'll talk about. It has 5 different levels. Basically, it says you place a banner that lasts 30 minutes when Alliance and Guild allies attack targets within 5 tiles of the banner. They gain 10% demolition. So what this means is that the destruction power that you do is going to be increased by 10% as long as it's within a 5x5 area of the placement of the banner. So wherever you place this flag, you get a 5x5 area where everyone's destruction power will be increased. This is great for battles. The next one, Pioneer Flag. Now this is the one that is primarily used during honor farming. What is honor farming? Well, before we discuss what honor farming is, let's talk about what the Pioneer Flag does. And if we can talk about what the Pioneer Flag does, it may shed some light into what honor farming is and why people do it. So the Pioneer Flag here is the same thing as the Raider Flag. You will place a banner that lasts for 30 minutes, and in a 5x5 tile area around it, APC durability, combat commands, and APC energy costs is reduced by 50%. So anything that you do with your APC within this area does not increase its strength, it does not increase its destruction power, it doesn't give any boost to any troops whatsoever. What it does is it reduces the amount of durability that it will use by half. So what you normally would spend 10 durability on, you will now only spend 5. A 5x5 area is a little small. However, if you put multiple flags next to each other and you cover a large area, that can also help take down an AC1 or any other base that your enemy has with using less durability. You will start to see people use this skill probably near the end of season 1 to get people boosted up to a higher specialty level if they're not already maxed out. And this leads us to the conversation of what honor farming is. Now, honor farming is basically a way for people to get a lot of honor points as quickly as possible in a short period of time. What does that mean? If you do or do not know, if you have your tiles maxed out, let's say I had 97 out of 97. When I go to attack a tile, I still have the option to attack a tile. A screen will pop up saying, do you want to proceed, abandon a tile, or cancel? You have max tiles. You will not be able to take another tile unless you abandon a tile. This is the max amount of tiles you get in state or out of state. And whether you're in state or out of state, you need to know that, hey, I'm at 97. I cannot take another out of state tile. However, if you choose the proceed option and you go to take that tile and you are successful, you will not own that tile. In fact, what will happen is you will disown it from whoever may own it. Some of you may know that already, some of you may not. Basically, what it means is if I had maximum amount of tiles and I went to attack this tile right here, a pop-up screen would say, hey, you are max level. If you attack this tile, you will not obtain it. In order for you to obtain this tile, you need to abandon a territory. Do you want to abandon a territory? Do you want to cancel? Or do you want to keep going? If I were to click keep going and I attack this tile right here, what happens is this tile goes back to a normal unoccupied tile. The other thing that it can do is during battles, you can open up areas for your own allies to teleport closer to an AC or move forward or whatever. You can create space so that you can have more room for activities. However, in the sense that we're talking about in honor farming, if I were to quote unquote honor farm, if I had max tiles, I could attack the tile, win the battle, and not own it. In all of these situations, even if you're max tile or not, anytime you win a tile battle, you will get experience and you will get honor, whether or not you're max level tile or not. If I have the ability to place the Pioneer flag that reduces the durability, I can put it in a small area and let my allies attack tiles inside of that area that are maxed out, and they can hit a tile for half durability, get the honor points, and not own that tile. That means anyone who has max level tiles, if I have 10 alliance members, all that have max level tiles, all 10 of them can attack the same tile, not own it, and get the honor points for it. That is considered what they call honor farming. If I had a Pioneer flag, my durability is cut in half. That means I can take now 20 tiles per APC. If I were able to take level 14, 15, 16 tiles and you get the associated honor points with it, on top of that, I can use the buff from the honor bonus ticket for 30 minutes. And if I had the green skill tree and I had territory battle honor gain increases, I get even more honor points every time I take a tile. That is why the red skill tree Pioneer flag skill is something that people like to use to help make their alliance stronger. We are left now with one last skill. And the last one is going to be Legion Commander. Legion Troop Command Cap is +1. This is not going to even apply until later. So you may as well just consider your flags as your top outs for the up path in Season 1 and Season 2. Keep it simple, and we could talk about that at another time when we start going into garrisons with legions and guilds and alliance guilds and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully this kind of broke it down a little bit easier for you. I know this skill tree looks intimidating. Most people don't even want to look at it. They look at it and they go, oh my god, I don't know. The important thing I would say with the red skill tree is know what troops you like to use primarily, or what you should use primarily, and give them the buffs, or give them to your weaker ones so that they can hold up a little bit better. However you want to do it, the end result with the skill tree is basically you want to get to the stronger skills, which are going to be the last ones. if you want to get to the Pioneer flag for the honor gain. So you're looking at about 37 points. Once you hit 37 points on your specialty tree, you can get the Pioneer flag and then add 5 to that. And then you can have the max where it's only half. Any little bit will help your alliance, but the 50% really maximizes that honor point bonus. That's the red skill tree. It wasn't as bad as you would think. If you have a different opinion on how to utilize things, please go ahead, leave that in the comments. I think that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. There's a lot of things where this will apply in later seasons, more so than the early ones. It would be more useful, I should say, in later seasons than in the early ones. But as I always say, that's individual, up to your own gameplay and how you want to use it. You do not have to listen to anyone. You can do whatever you want to do. Remember, guys, if you liked the video, please like the video. And if you want more content or you're into LSS, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you have any other topics, please leave that in the comments below so that I can keep making videos that you want to see. If you have any extra tips or tactics, go ahead, leave those in the comments below. Until next time, have a great week. Be safe out there.